From a pastor's diary, a time of counseling, 20 December, Anno Domini 1989, the third Wednesday in Advent. The voice on the other end of the telephone was of definite German accent. She asked me if I was a Lutheran pastor, and I answered in the affirmative. She indicated by both her tone and her words that she was distressed. "I am a foreign exchange student from Germany, and I need to talk with you." The young woman asked if she could stop by the church to speak with me in person. I asked what the subject of our conversation would be, and she indicated that she would not want to speak about it over the phone. I agreed to meet with her after catechism class in the late afternoon. She was a tall, dark-haired young woman who had the privilege of being in the exchange student program. We sat down at a table in the fellowship hall and chatted about catechism class. She smiled when I asked her if she had the privilege of memorizing the catechism. After a few minutes, she began to tell me what was troubling her. She wanted to find a new place to live. Sadly, the people of the exchange student program had assigned this Lutheran girl from Germany to the home belonging to a cult. She said that she had never heard of this religion before. She had lived in the house for a number of months, and she was afraid to continue doing so. After asking her to give me some specifics, she stated that while she was in the house, and particularly so in her room, that there was a heaviness that descended upon her. She felt that her prayers were not able to get outside of the room that she was in, and that she was cut off from God. She sensed something that was spiritually uncomfortable. I and others have known this feeling as we have ventured into the house of the other one. For a half hour or so, she continued to tell me about her situation, isolated, feelings of doom, spiritually repressed, and periodically asking me about the religious beliefs of this cult. During this time, opportunities came for her to hear about God being present in all places, about the blessing of being in Christ, and about His gracious promises given and remaining valid for Christians in all places of this fallen world. We read from the Word and prayed. She was comforted by the fact that she was not going crazy, and that someone understood and listened. In the hours and days which followed, we were able to locate a German Bible, German devotion books, and a new place for her to live. She came to worship with one of our members who was born in the old country and who spoke fluent German. Before she left that afternoon, she made an additional request. She would like to go into the room where the congregation gathered for worship. As we entered the sanctuary, she was pleased. "Oh, this reminds me of my church back home. I feel so good in here, like home." I took that as a compliment and sought to know what the similarities were. The paraments, the colors of the paraments, the white altar, the pulpit and lectern, the Bible on the altar, the setup? "No, Pastor, although those things are much like my home church, rather it is the smell. I have been in many other churches since I have been here, but Lutheran churches all have the same smell. What is it that you Lutheran pastors use to make your churches smell this way?" I gave her no answer. Therefore, be followers of God as dear children, and walk in love, as Christ also has loved us, and has given Himself for us, an offering and a sacrifice to God for a sweet-smelling aroma. Ephesians 5, verse 2.